What's up YouTube, Demi here with a news update for PvE. This is what GG is currently working on. It's just a news update plus some other minor things we'll talk about in a little bit. So, update 3.3.1, Incursion improvements. The 3.3.1 update is scheduled for next week, including 2 new series of Incursion rooms where all past and present variations of a room count as one series. We'll go into more detail about these in the news early next week. I have no idea what that actually means, so that's cool. We're also fixing a bug with Cold Snap that let the damage over time effect overlap, providing much more damage than originally intended. During development, we unwittingly balanced around this bug, so when we fix this bug, we'll also be going to increasing all damage of the skill at higher levels by up to 25%, while Cold Snap will also be increased to keep their growth consistent. So this bug was actually mostly with Spell Cascade from what I understand. For those who don't know how Cold Snap works, it's an AoE chill. It hits and then leaves a degen in a circle, right? With Spell Cascade, you would leave 3 circles that overlapped, and where they overlapped, the dots would stack on top of each other. There's also a bug that I believe they patched earlier this week, they hotfixed it, where the dot was just stacking infinitely. You could just drop a bunch of those on any target, and the dot would just stay there forever, and you could cast the next one, it would just keep adding to it. And people were killing Shaper in the invuln phases with that bug, which is kind of a problem. We had to fix that. And now they're fixing it so that the dot no longer overlaps, which is fine. We also get a variety of bug fixes and small changes, including a performance improvement of around 5 to 10% that mostly helps DirectX 9 users or players with slow graphics cards. I believe I'm on 11, so that doesn't affect me. But performance improvements are always good. I really would like to see improvements around the shock ground, desecrated ground, chilled ground, burning ground stuff still. That's causing some issues. And then just in general, like, I've noticed some pretty extreme FPS drops this league, and I mean, I'm playing a fucking BV Elementalist with impulses, so I pop the entire pack and then it just freezes for a second or two, which is kind of not good, so hopefully that helps a little bit. 3.3.2 Party improvements. We're planning on releasing the cohesive set of party improvements described by Jonathan in this thread in a few weeks. By the time this patch is ready, it'll likely contain many other bug fixes and minor features also. So this should be done before the next league starts, which I'm actually really excited about. Because there's a lot of stuff here that they're fixing for parties, right? You're going to be able to teleport to your party members. Instances are confusing, towns are confusing, portals are confusing. So you basically just right-click the character, teleport to them, which is hugely useful for newer players. Even like endgame players, people who played other ARPGs, you give them this game and you're like, all right, come to me, come to my portal. They don't know what town you're in, they don't know where your portal is, they don't know where what zone they're supposed to go to, what a waypoint is. Like, it's really confusing. But you can just click on the party member's portrait, take you directly to that player's last checkpoint or town portal. If you're in a map, this means they will appear outside the map device that leads to the area that you are in. Okay, sure. And if they're unable to visit you because of quest states, the icon will appear grayed out and will say which quest you have to complete to be able to join them. This is also huge. Like, for example, in Act 3, when you need to burn the sewer butthole thing with the, I don't even know what it's called, some sort of talc. I don't know. You get it from Diala. You burn that, right? If you don't click that thing, you can't go to the next zone. But when you're party and you're doing the quest together and you don't do that, you can't go into the portal. It just says you don't have the required quest state, and it doesn't tell you anything else. It's really confusing. So they're fixing that. They're also adding auto joining of parties. We want to be able to allow for a more seamless partying experience. We're adding a feature to allow your friends or guildmates to automatically join this party. Your party, sorry. When you have this option selected, your friends will be able to join your party without having to invite them. This is really nice. And I believe that you'll be able to toggle this, yeah, so it's the same as like your hideout. You can set your hideout to be able to join if they're a friend or a guild, open to friends, open to guilds, open to party. It's the exact same for this, it's only open to guilds and friends though, obviously. But yeah, being able to just join a party, like if somebody in guild's like, alright, I'm looking for friends, they could just right click that name and join the party and start mapping immediately instead of having to figure out how to get invited, blah blah blah. It's kind of cool. This is also huge. This right here is probably the most important thing I've ever seen in party play. In any RPG, you have optional down leveling, right? So if your friend's a higher level than you, you can downscale your character so you can play with them, which is really good. So they can play without any experience penalty. It means they'll both be able to play together and they can level up as normal. So normally if you take a high level character in with a low level character, the low level character gets fuck all for XP, which is really bad. And kind of discourages you playing with your friends, which is the complete opposite of what the party system is meant to do. So that's not good. It'll display that you're being down leveled. They've also added item find and monster life bonuses that are currently in effect to make that system more clear. So instead of it being nowhere in the game at all, and you have to go to the wiki or find out from another player that there's a quant bonus and a rarity bonus and a monster life bonus for players joining your party, and being in the same zone as you. It's now on the actual screen. Incredible, right? Can you imagine getting the information in game where you would expect it to be? It's insane. Alright, you can also join parties early on, right? Something that often confuses new players is how to join parties early on. A lot of players join the game knowing that they want to play with a friend, but they don't know how to. This is I can't read. What is this word? Exacerbated? Dude, I'm gonna skip this. It's made worse, because that's what it means, by the fact that you can't play together in the very first area of the game, which is just stupid. Twilight Strand, you can't join a party. You have to get to town first. And that's like the tutorial area, and you should be able to play with your friends, right? So in order to address this, they're going to allow you to join parties during character select. It means you'll be able to play through the first area with your friends. It also opens up a few other options like parties in Battle Royale mode, for example. Battle Royale coming back, maybe? I don't know. The feature's going to be a little later than the other ones because it's going to take a bit more work. That's fine. All the features working together. One nice thing about all these features is that they will all work well together. Nice repetition. That's what I just did too. You need to log in the game, click on a friend on the character select screen, and join directly into a party with them inside the area they're playing in, ready to go. And they're going to roll these out over Incursion, which is what we're talking about, right? So, before we get into the next stuff here, I wanted to say that I have a merch store now. It's not done yet. I'm still designing products, but the link is in the description. And there's some pretty cool stuff here. YouTube partnered with Teespring. Teespring allows you to design products on their website. You don't have to buy things. I don't have to buy like a bunch of stuff and ship it to my house and then ship it out to you guys. It's all done by them. I just design the product, put it on the website, you buy it, it ships to you from them. It's great. So if you want some egg or some potato apparel, we're gonna have another mug with a potato and the mad potato, Demi heart emotes. All the Twitch emotes are probably gonna make it into a product at some point. If you have any suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments section of what you would like to see in the products list. But all of these have like color selections that you can make, a bunch of colors, whatever you want. This is an iPhone case. I don't know which iPhone it is, but all the t-shirts have colors as well. All the sweatshirts, you know, just take a look, have some fun with it. It'll be cool. Enough about that. So, a month before the end of Incursion League, we're planning on running a community event similar to what we did with Flashback during Bestiary. More details will be announced once they click in. So this is another 1 month Flashback event at the end of this league. So it'll be running alongside the current league until the league ends. Just the exact same as last league. Those are always fun. The issue is that they split the community from actual league, people trying to finish challenges, whatever, into racing people and people who are trying to finish challenges, so it's really hard to buy things. So I recommend you get your challenges done before the race starts if you want to get them done. I'm already at 30, so I only need 6 more, but I'll get that done soon. But it should be pretty fun. I'm hoping it's a non-voided event as well. I might actually participate in this race. We'll see. We'll see. I need to know what it is before I decide that. Alright, so next thing, September league release. Today is June 28th, so we got July, August, and then new league. About a month and a half, 2 months left probably. Confirmed that the next big release, content update 3.4.0, has another ambitious large league with similar development scope to Incursion. Okay, cool. This update also contains a set of new skills and skill revamps that have the goal of creating more new and viable builds. This league did a very good job of that, so that's awesome. There's not as many coming, but they expect the changes to be very impactful. And they plan to release 3.4 on August 31st, with promotion starting 3 weeks beforehand. Okay, so we got about a month and a week until promotion starts. That's cool. Fine by me. PvP improvements. Nick recently posted about some improvements that our balance team has been working on for PvP in PoE. As he indicates in the linked thread, many of these changes are scheduled for the 3.4 release. So, this is super quick on this one. They're going to reduce the damage of all triggered gems and triggered skills, so Cast on Crit, Lab Enchants, Poet's Pen, Costry's Malice, stuff like that. It's all going to get nerfed down. Suppressive skills like Kinetic Blast, Explosive Arrow, Blight, Glacial Cascade, Volatile Dead will be getting tuned down, because they're all broken in PvP right now. I'm interested in the fact that they said Blight but not Scorching Ray, which is kind of weird. Skills supports which functionally multiply the number of skills you're using at once, such as Cluster Trap, will be having a small damage reductions attached to them to essentially make them a utility choice, more hits versus bigger hits. So that's going to include Cluster Trap, mines, multiple mines, things like that. I don't know if GMP is included in that for things like Kinetic Blast, Explosive Arrow, I don't know, we'll see. Other sources of abusively high damage, such as Fleshbinder, which is the detonate minion thing from Necromancer Ascendancy on your zombies, that's getting nerfed. They plan on updating the PvP scaling algorithm. For those of you that don't know what that is, anytime you go into PvP in this game, there is a scaling thing to prevent you from one-shotting other players and then from one-shotting you, right? Because we can achieve millions of DPS in this game. Most players will not have more than 5 to 7k life. So if you have a million DPS, everybody just dies instantly. There's no actual interaction. It's very boring. So they scale down the damage accordingly so you can actually interact with each other instead of just dying. This one's huge though. Flasks. You will no longer be able to generate flash charges during a PvP match from any source. That means Rislotha's Pantheon power, the Pathfinder, on flask mods, nothing during PvP. It also means killing enemy minions will grant no flash charges. That was actually a detriment for minion builds because the enemies just get free flasks all the time, which is really bad. You still get a number of charges between rounds. There's an experimental flash change we'd potentially like to try, where all players at the start of a round will only have one flask filled and they only get charges for one flask between rounds until they lose a round. Each loss unlocks another flask. The idea is to provide a catch-up mechanic as well as to add a layer of strategy to how you select the type and order of flasks you bring to a match. If it's random on which flask is filled, I feel like players are just going to bring 5 of the same flask. So we'll see. But this is mainly to nerf Pathfinder and to prevent the infinite sustain of such builds during PvP. Which is really annoying when you run out of flasks and your enemy just has infinite flasks by running around in circles. Kinda dumb. It's not a for sure yet, but I'm already hopeful for that one. Alright, minimap. We're disabling the ability to see enemy players on the map. You will still see allies. This is to prevent off-screening, which is totally understandable because you can literally just see across the entire arena in PvP. It's pretty small, and you can just shoot towards them and they can't do anything to get closer to you, which is just stupid. So, secondary damage. We want to change how secondary damage, such as the explosions from explosive arrow or the corpse explosion from Dead Dead, is handled by damage mitigation. Currently, these bypass block, dodge, and evasion. In the future, we want secondary damage from attacks to be able to be blocked, dodged, and evaded just like other attacks. And secondary damage from spells to be able to spell block and spell dodge. So, we've been complaining about this for probably since I started PvPing in like, I don't know, 2015 or so. Explosive arrow is one of the most like oppressive skills in Sarn. You just sit on top in the middle of Sarn Arena and spray it, and you can't do anything about it. It's huge AoE, it's huge damage, you can't do anything to mitigate it, you just die. It's stupid. So they're finally taking a look at that, after years of the player base complaining about it, which is pretty cool. I'm happy about that. Yeah, they're waiting because a lot of players are running tournaments right now. Project PT is running high-level dueling, low-level dueling, ethical PvP, all sorts of stuff. You can check out his channel if you want to join in that stuff. And some of these changes will also affect Grandmasters, so they're just going to wait until the next league starts. This does include Spider Queen. I'll be losing damage through this, but that's fine. She's not meant to do damage. I gain tankiness through everything else, which is great. Amazing. Alright, so the last thing is ExileCon. They're doing a Exile convention in New Zealand in late 2019, so a year from now. Over a year from now. People express interest, so they're actually going to start doing it and working out logistics, and they're going to announce it and the ability to register during this year, at least a year before the actual thing happens. It's pretty cool. I'm not sure if I would be able to ever go to something like that. It's very expensive, because I have to fly to New Zealand, which is at least a couple $1,000s, and then get lodgings for the entire thing, food, whatever else I need to do during there, buy merch. I don't know what's going to happen at ExileCon. There's going to be a lot of exclusive microtransaction stuff, probably. Some exclusive spoilers, 4.0 mega expansion reveal. It'd be really cool to go. I don't know if I'd be able to, but I don't know, I'm interested to see how it looks. If they figure out like hotel discounts, which they've talked about in here, there's a lot of stuff you can get. Spoilers, play area with computers set up with demos of all the new stuff, talks with GG developers, finals of tournaments, a merch shop, developer signing sessions, some type of party. That could be anything. It could be a boat. Swag bag with microtransactions, physical item, whatever else, right? There's a lot of cool stuff going on. But yeah, I guess that's a news update. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you're still having fun in Incursion. I'm sorry for the MIA last couple days. I kind of just disappeared and didn't do anything for a few days, which is not healthy, so I'm trying to get back into it. So hopefully this video what am I trying to say? Hopefully this video updates you on stuff. My Twitch, my Patreon, all that good stuff is linked in the description below the video. If you want to support me, you know where to go. Share the video with your friends. I don't know. Join our Discord server. We do have one of those things. There's a help desk for build help, price checking channel, memes, selfies. I don't know. Join the Discord. Hang out. Join the community. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and that'll be Demi out.